So many options are out there for local seniors to stay connected. That includes in Wood County. And tomorrow, many of those options will be in one place. Sandy Wiechman from Safe Communities of Wood County and Aaron Harwell from Perrysburg Fire Marshal joins us this afternoon. Welcome. Let's talk about the Senior Expo coming up tomorrow. I just want to point out you're Aaron and you're Sandy.
That's right.
Tell me about what's happening with the Senior Center.
So tomorrow is our second annual September Senior Safety Expo. We had one last year. We do a really great job of educating and being out in the public with the kids and educating them on fire safety and a lot of things that we deal with. But we always thought we kind of lacked in doing stuff for the senior citizens in our jurisdiction. So we came up with this brainchild last year and gave it a shot, and I thought it went fairly well.
What's the biggest concern you have about seniors, or is it accidents in the home because the feet aren't as steady as they used to be?
It's a lot of different things. You know, you've got accidents in the home, you got crashes on the road. Their population is only getting larger and larger.
Yeah.
You know, so we need to find ways to help them as they live longer, to help them be longer in their houses, to be longer in their cars, and things like that. So we bring together a whole different gamut of people to talk to them. And we also do our car fit one-on-one checks as part of it to talk to them about how they're in their car and how they drive in their car.
Yeah, the toughest thing I think is probably for a senior losing their independence, because my father is in his 90s and we had to put him in a home this last year. He doesn't drive anymore. Right. And I think, and I've heard other stories from people too, it just kills the children to have to take the keys away from mom or dad, because that's how they get around. And when you lose that connection to the world, it's a whole big adjustment.
And that's why we tell them, I tell my seniors this all the time. Have the conversation with your kids, your caretaker now, of what's important to you, of what you want to continue to do when those keys go away. And, you know, tell them what's important, and then be flexible. You know, I'm going to the grocery store on Monday. Well, Mom, we can't do it. I'm like, can we do it on Tuesday? You know, be flexible for that kind of thing. And it's very, very hard. And it's hard to be a caretaker, as you know. It's hard to be the caretaker to take those keys when you know it's for their best interest and they know it's in their best interest, but they're losing their independence. So we want to help them to continue to keep their independence as long as they can.
Aaron, also fire safety, because in the home sometimes they may be forgetful and leave the stove on, leave the oven on, or it could be any number of things, even a space heater, and those kind of accidents. I mean, it could happen to anyone, but if you're older, if you have some dementia, problems like that. So how do you deal with that?
Well, so communication is really the name of the game, right? We got to try to get that message out there, which is really no different because fire acts the same no matter, you know, what happens. But, you know, closing your doors, we want to, you know, teach them, you know, that to keep the fire out, how to get out, you know, who to contact. And I think really the idea of this expo is to get all the resources in one place for them to really be able to stay in the home, right? To get fit in the car, to, you know, we're going to have, you know, how do you get around? How do you get transportation when you lose your car? And try to keep them in the home, try to get them different health services, you know, when it's not easy accessible. So
tell me, where is this going to be? And it goes from 11 to 2 on Friday?
Yeah, so it's going to be at our fire headquarters at 26100 Fort Meigs Road.
Okay.
We're going to have, in the apparatus bay, we're going to have all the vendors out there. The vendors are also going to have presentations in our training room, so they'll have like opportunities to see the vendors and hear what they're there for. Free lunch, right? We're going to have a hot dog lunch if people care to partake. And we will have a drive-through in our bay for Sandy and some other individuals to do the car fit.
What do you look for with cars?
Oh, there's a 12-point check that we do. And we go from everywhere, how you're with your wheel, how far away you are from your wheel, the pedals and everything. But the biggest thing that we like to do, and everybody enjoys, is how we adjust the mirrors. Because it's like, hey, I can see. You know, and it's a hard thing to get used to.
Yeah.
But, you know, let's face it.
Technology in the car?
Technology in the cars, that's now a new one. Yeah. And we're going to take the technology a step farther now. I've been certified in a new program with AARP called Smart Driver Tech. So it really is getting to more and more of the technology, which is a great assist, but you can't rely on the technology in your car. the automatic braking, the cruise control,
And
all of the
sometimes you
lane.
hit some of these smart cars, you hit a wrong button and
Oh,
it
yeah.
starts doing these weird
Right.
things. You have no idea
Right.
how to turn it off.
Right, exactly. And that's what this program will do. And we hit with that some tomorrow as well in the new car fit.
Okay, 11 to
Stuff.
2 at the firehouse.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right, Aaron, Ryan, Sandy, thank you so much
You're
for coming
welcome.
in.
Ryan.
Ryan Wiechman, that's where it
Exactly.
comes from.
Yep, that's my boy.
All right, guys, thanks for coming
Yeah,
in.
thank you.
Well, the grades